Hey friends, if you've been thinking about becoming a member at My Simple Scrapper, I wanted to give you a little bit of a tour and take a peek behind the scenes of our community. So let's pop over here. So we can see here, if you click the invitation that you'll receive in your email, I am registering Susie's Scrapbooker right now. You can also see that you can create an account with Facebook or LinkedIn if you prefer that single sign-on experience. All right, once you're all logged in, you will be greeted with this screen here. This is your main entry point, your dashboard for the community. So the first thing I want to draw your attention to is the center area. This is your main feed. In a lot of ways, this is just like Facebook in terms of that centralized place where you can see new content, and it's curated for you based on your preferences. So here we have a little icebreaker question. How long have you been scrapbooking? And then once you reply, you can see all the other responses from your fellow members. We have a little welcome area that will show during your first few logins, and after that it'll move to the bottom of the screen, but it points out our member orientation. That really truly is your first stop as a member. It is a full classroom that walks you through what to expect, how to hang out, really everything you need to know about the community. That is a not miss area. Then we have our community guidelines, so we're all on the same page about behavior and expectations and being just kind, courteous people inside of our community. We tend to be extremely drama-free, wonderful, beautiful people here in the community, and these are just here just to keep that going. There's a post here on how to get help if you ever need to reach out to customer support. It's help@simplescrapper.com, and Nisha, our customer service manager, will get back to you as soon as she's able to. And then here we have the where to find post. So if you're ever not sure, and we're going to talk about navigation here in a moment, but if you're ever not sure where to find something, maybe you attended a crop or a chat and somebody mentioned something, you can go to this where to find post. And you can see all of these again over in this discovery tab, and that will have that welcome screen there for you as well. All right, let's go down just a little bit. This post here, this is our weekend refresh post. We post this every single Friday. This is our weekly opportunity to kind of reconnect with one another and reflect on the past week, how things are going, and set a new intention for the week ahead. It's that start fresh button. So if you just joined, you may have heard me talk about starting fresh for the new year, starting fresh for the second half of the year, or the new season even. We really emphasize that ongoing and frequent permission to press the reset button, because we all need that. Life has so many ups and downs, and all you can do is go forward from here. And so our weekend refresh really allows you to do that. And then we start getting into other posts. We have Carol Ann's hosting an open crop time. Kim has a question here. Kim is my teaching assistant. You'll see her a lot inside the community. And so we've got tons of great content here. There is always something new. So next I want to draw attention to this top right area. This is kind of your personalized area. So these are your chats. We have a chat room that is fully accessible from the website. So you can access it here or over here in the left sidebar. Now, if you are on the mobile app, which I'll show you in a little bit, you will need to enter the chat from an event. And we frequently have live chats scheduled. We have at least one every month for our book club. And then we also keep the chat room open during our monthly events. So for example, we have the refresh retreat coming up, and we'll have the chat room, open, and it'll say live on here, and you'll be able to access it from that event as well. And then if you receive a private message from me or any other member, that will appear here in this chat area. Then we have your notifications. Your notifications are completely customizable through this little gear here. You can set up how much you want to see and how often and where you want to see it. So there's quite a bit of control over how you receive information and how frequently. And then of course we have your profile where you can share more information about yourself, other settings, And then one of the newest features that our members love so much is saved posts. So let's go over here to this one here, the weekend refresh. Say there was some great discussion in this post. You can click these 3 dots and press save article, and then that will show up over here in your saved posts. So our members are loving that feature to keep track of some of their favorite conversations and content. All right, and then over here on the left sidebar, this is probably the most important area because this is your navigation. Right now we're on the home screen. This is where you'll always land when you log in. The Discovery tab I mentioned is where you will see this welcome area. Then we often will have featured posts. Once you've logged in a few times and your welcome area kind of drops down to the bottom, you'll see the featured area at the top. And so this is always what is, the newest thing we have featured. You can see upcoming events, some of the top posts that have the most conversations and engagement. And you can also see our topics, which are accessible here over on the left as well. So these are categories of different conversations. And then we have top groups and top resources. So I'll just dive into events real quick. We always have something new coming up. You can see here our members are frequently hosting open crop times. So these take place on Zoom. They are so fun. It's just an opportunity to hang out with fellow scrapbookers. They're often chatty periods punctuated by lots of quiet. So it's very calm, peaceful. Everyone's working on their own thing. And then once in a while, chit-chatting about whatnot. And so I so enjoy attending those. And I'm so grateful for our members for hosting those and kind of really keeping the community together all the time. We can see we've got quite a bit coming up for the holiday weekend. So we have our next Your Way workshop coming up, more open crop times. Our July refresh, as I mentioned, is coming up. And of course, we have book club. So there's always something on the calendar. And if you just click on one of these, you can see a description, how to access. You can RSVP whether or not, you're going, maybe or no. You can see we already have 19 attending this one. And you can even leave a comment, or if you have a question about the event, there's always a community discussion area on every single piece of content here. All right, now we'll jump into groups. Our most popular group is our book club group. We read a new book every single month. It's always nonfiction, and we apply the lessons from that book to scrapbooking. We've traditionally done a mostly personal development. We've had a few memoirs peppered in here and there because they often give us new ideas about storytelling and memories and give us a new perspective on, but especially a non-scrapbooker's perspective on how we're looking at these things. And then our show and share group is also super popular. This is the place to share your work, get feedback, lots of love. This is a beautiful page from Bree. She's actually one of our creative team members. She's a digital scrapbooker. We have a huge breadth of talent and experience and styles and formats here. Roughly 1/3 digital scrapbookers, 2/3 paper scrapbookers, but lots of cross-pollination and interest from one another and learning different techniques and skills. So some folks create one thread to share different projects over time, and some create individual posts for single layouts. And this is just a wonderful place to share your work. And so the reason we have that inside of a group is then because you have the power in those notification settings to control what you see. Some folks love to see lots of layouts in their main feed, and some want to intentionally jump over here to show and share to see that. And so you have that control of what you see, where, and when. All right. We also have some class-based small groups. We have a large number of members taking Stacy Julian's 20 and 20 class this year. And so I try to be responsive to other things that are happening in the community. And if we have a group that wants to get together and work on a class together, we will create that space for that small, more intimate, cozy environment. And we've done that for a number of classes. You can see here's one for Shamel's Layer on Layer on Layer class as well. And then we have a number of small groups as well that have a lot of them have formed more organically, such as Scrap Therapy as a special, smaller place to talk about some of the harder subjects. I think the bucket list project class that I've been teaching this year, some of that came out of the conversations we had in this Scrap Therapy group. All right. now resources. This is the meat and potatoes of the community. We call this the resources area because we have 3 different types of resources. We have libraries, classrooms, and events. So our 3 core libraries right now are sketches and templates. So we have more than 500 sketches for paper scrapbookers and layered templates for digital scrapbookers here in the library. I'm going to go ahead and press start so that gives you the full experience. And so you can see this is just going up to number 502. And then if you go over to the activity feed, you can see hundreds of more. This one is actually a little more in progress right now because we just moved to this library format, but I'm so proud of the beautiful work that our team has put together. We feature it every month in Spark, our member magazine, and these are all based on our monthly featured artists. So we have a huge diversity of page layouts. So here's a beautiful one inspired by Jenny Thoreau. Fun page with a large photo, some small journaling bits. And then here, so you can see here is the sketch. You can download the template here. And then here's her original page. And then of course our creative team has created, we have a creative team member that's created an example here. Sometimes there's one, sometimes there's more. Just depends on what our team was inspired by in that particular month. We can also navigate from item to item this way as well. So if we jump to number 511, this one was inspired by Louanna Steiner. A fun 2-photo layout with a big title. You can see her original page here. And then a couple examples from our creative team. So we see we have 1 digital and 2 different paper examples here. Let's go back. So next we have the Story Starters resource. We have more than 1,000 storytelling prompts in here. You will never be at a loss for an idea of what to tell. So we'll just jump here into the index. We started these in 2011. The first year they were actually indexed by month. So kind of seasonal, very month focused types of prompts. And then we went into more, specific themes, and we continued these through 2019. And then we realized we have more than 1,000 prompts. We're going to press pause for a little while. We're not creating new prompts right now, but there are so many you will never be at a loss. So we're going to jump right into 2013 adventures as an example. So you can see a beautiful page here. I love just the details, the call out photos and the string. What a great way to do a place-based page. And you can see there are 12 different prompts. So we did this for so many years, 12 prompts every single month according to a theme. You can download them as a PDF, and you can also see additional examples in Spark Magazine starting in 2014. All right, let's go back to our next library. And of course we have Spark Magazine. So we started this, as I said, in 2014. It's been such a ride. I love this magazine so much. We put our heart and soul into it every single month. You can see the preview here, as well as download the issue. And then the most current 2 years of issues, you can actually read it online as well with a fun flip viewer. So we'll just pop this open in a new window. You can check out Spark. Of course, you can download this, take it wherever you want. Beautifully designed by our team. We've kept kind of a similar theme. We've upgraded some things over the years. Very old headshot of myself. There's always an article, and then tons and tons of inspiration from our creative team to help you always have something new and a fresh way of looking at scrapbooking every single month. So I just love Spark so much. And I'm so grateful that we have that as part of our community. And 2014 all the way to 2020, and we're just about to release our July issue for 2020. Okay, continuing on in the resource area, we have a number of classrooms. We have that member orientation classroom that I mentioned. We have Simple Scrapbooking School, which is one of my favorite classes, especially if you are newer to our community and new to Simple Scrapper, and you are not sure what's right for you these days. There's so many options in scrapbooking, and you're not totally kind of feeling confident in your process. You buy things don't always get finished, they don't always get used. This will help you find that clarity. We have a fun classroom with what we call the pop-up workshops. These are smaller classes on specific topics. We have Apptastic, mixed media backgrounds, Trello for scrapbookers, Hybrid Made Easy, and Photo Book Magic Philosophy. So some fun topics that are really, really specific. And we have these all in the pop-up workshops classroom. We've got Before Your Story. This is my heart and soul class. I originally developed this a number of years ago, and this is a fully fleshed out classroom with all the materials on helping you tell your story from birth to adulthood. So often it's those big milestones in our own lives, weddings, birth of children, etc., that prompt us to start scrapbooking. But what about all those stories from before? Before Your Story helps you document that in one single album so you can feel like that part of your life is all caught up and, tucked neatly away in a single album. We have the finishing project that helps you not only finish a single project, but give you new skills even to start more projects that you can finish. We have a classroom on building your creative hub to have a centralized either physical or digital location for all your creative ideas. We have our Photo Crush classroom to help you get your photos organized. And we've even started dabbling in having upgrade classes. So this was a photo editing study group where we partnered with an instructor to come in, teach us some of her best skills on how to edit your photos using Adobe Lightroom, both on your computer and on your phone. It was a fun experience. I'm not sure if we're going to do it again yet, but we might. And we've been pilot testing, doing some of these additional, above and beyond experiences. And then we have our events. So you can only see 3 of them here because after 1 year after our refresh retreats, we kind of hide those because we don't want to overwhelm you. So you have access to our most recent 3 or 4 events. So our next event's coming up in July, and you'll see 4 up until when we start getting ready for our fall event, and then this one will be hidden as well. So you always have access to our recent catalog of these refresh retreats. And refresh is something that we do every single quarter, every season to give you that start fresh feeling. It's a set of activities over 7 days designed to be so doable and easily to fit in your life so that you can get a creative jumpstart. Sometimes it's helpful to have someone tell you what to do, to give you fun, out-of-the-box prompts, to think about things a little bit differently. And that's what we do inside of Refresh. This is kind of our signature event that we do 4 times a year, and our members absolutely love it. They set aside time on their calendar for it, even take off work for it, so that they can dive back into their hobby and build up that momentum for the season ahead. All right, and then of course we have this help button here, which goes you to a regular web page, giving you all the information if you need to contact customer service, how to change your credit card, change to a different plan, things like that. We are always here for you. I am always here for you, and I have a full team of people who are here to make sure that you have what you need at all times. And our community is also so generous in ensuring that you will never be at a loss for answers, or always very willing to share their own process, their own approaches, tips and tricks that keep them motivated, happy, productive as scrapbookers. I think that's a full tour. You can see here, again, that's that chat room, and you can see the number of people that are online right now. It's like we got 9 or 10 online. You can see who those people are, learn more about them. Some folks have, added more to their bio. You can see what groups they're a part of. And you can even follow individuals or talk to them directly. You can even do that with me. Except I'm not online right now. I can't click on my thing, but feel free to message me at any time. All right, let's transition to looking at all of this from the app perspective. So keep everything in mind, the whole layout. It's all there from the app. It just looks a little bit different. All right, here is the app view. You can see as soon as you log in, the main feed area is very, very similar to what we saw on the website. So in the top right, we have a search item. I love the search feature. It's super powerful. Very quick buttons here to add a post or ask a question. You can also use this plus sign here at the bottom to add a post, and you can change it to ask a question, create an article, or do this quick post. All right, we have any active chats will be shown here. This is if you have any one-on-one chats with other members. Your notifications will be here underneath this bell, and then underneath your face is your settings, just like it was on the website, except your face here is in the lower right instead of the top right. All right, and then we have the navigation. So it's this little tray that slides out. We can click back, see it slides out. It's that same sidebar. So we have home, discovery, members, and then topics, events, groups, and resources, just like before. So we'll pop into resources. We can see we've got the Photo Crush Classroom because we just finished that event. That's pinned to the top. And then you can also see the resources you've already joined. We'll say joined here on the right. And then ones you haven't joined, we'll say start. So unless there's a specific situation, such as this photo editing study group that's a private upgrade, all of them will say start and you have full access to those. Yeah, I think that's it. It's so similar. Let's pop over to Discovery. I think the Discovery tab is a little bit underutilized, and I would want to encourage more of our members to use it. It's a great place to see what's been featured, to revisit those new member posts, find out what's coming up new, what conversations are the most active right now. So I love that area. But the app is super handy because, there's one thing that I most appreciate the app for. So if I want to go into groups, show and share, I'm gonna go ahead and join that group. And then we're gonna add a post. And let's say I want to share a recent layout. I can go right here to my photos and go to my photo library and pick a layout, or even just a work in progress or anything that I want to share. I can do that specifically from my phone and then post it to the group. Because we're often taking photos with our phones these days, it's so handy to have the app to be able to just pop in new replies with your visuals and not have to worry about getting that photo first to your computer. I also love the app just for on the go, to be able to keep up with conversations, see what members are doing, pop in, find out what's coming up next. If I'm just sitting around somewhere waiting for my daughter or a doctor's appointment or whatnot, I can just pop in and chime into the conversation and see what people are saying. I can like it, or I can reply if I want to as well right here. So I'm replying to Tiffany. All right, I hope this was helpful to see what it's like to be a member, to peek inside and have a taste of the resources. Please let me know if you have any questions. I am here to help. Take care, guys.